Venkateswara University, Andhra Pradesh, to this august gathering. Professor B.G. Reddy completed his PG and PhD from the Department of Psychology at Sri Venkateswara University, Andhra Pradesh. He joined as lecturer in 1985, promoted as reader and professor of psychology in the same university. Professor B.G. Reddy held the position of director twice in the university. He served in the same university for 30 years, taught B.Ed, M.Ed, MSc psychology students. He guided 17 PhDs and 18 MPhil students, written 14 psychology textbooks to Telugu Academy, Hyderabad. He also published more than 60 research articles in different journals. He is the founder general secretary of Indian Academy of Psychologists, founder president of Inspire Professional Psychologist Society of India, founder president of Superannuated Psychologist Society of India, founder honorary president of Unemployed Psychologist Society of India, and the founder president of World Congress of Psychologists. On the above four psychological associations, many workshops, national and international conferences were organized. In 2020 itself, more than 35 national webinars were organized. So Professor B.G. Reddy personally organized more than 55 physical awareness programs in schools, colleges, and universities. As a psychologist and a lawyer, he extended counseling services to more than 1,500 families. Now I request Professor B.G. Reddy sir to give away the opening presidential remarks.
Sir, good evening. My name is Jyotimai from SVU, sir. SVU, I'm doing from DD second year MSc, sir.
మీ వాయిస్ వినపడట్లేదండి. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఆడిబుల్. ప్లీజ్ అన్మ్యూట్.
I'm very sorry. Here, I once again welcome the today's an eminent speakers. First speaker, Arun Singh from Department of Psychology, Benares Hindu University, Uttar Pradesh, and second eminent speaker is Professor H.S. Ashok from Bangalore University, and other core committee members of World Congress of Psychologists and executive committee members of World Congress of Psychologists, and today's coordinators and the August gathering, today's participants. Thank you. I once again welcome you all. As far as this a very brief note or remarks, I'm just going to present to you. Today's topic is quite interesting one, that is work from home before pandemic and during pandemic. And here, two eminent speakers, which we the WCOP invited, and they are going to deliver in a couple of minutes. And before that, here briefly, I'm going to say a few words. See, work from home means here employees working from their houses rather than working from offices. Here, many companies have two types of policies. Number one, work from home policy. Second one is a remote work policy. Here, companies allows their employees to work from home, either full-time or part-time basis. Here, let us have a clear-cut idea between these two terms. One is work from home, another one is work at home. Here, work from home means the employees do their work for somebody, for someone. Coming to the work at home, they do their work for themselves. for themselves in the sense, either they can attend to their own personal work. Then here some people enjoys work from home. But what survey reports also states that majority of the employees do not like work from home. So work from home is beneficial in many ways, but it has several constraints. Constraints in the sense physical constraints, mental constraints, and social constraints too. But as far as productivity for the company is more from work from home rather than work from office. Here, work from home jobs are becoming popular and in the industries as well as large companies too. As far as this balancing of job, particularly those who are working, women working from home, they are having their own problems, particularly maintaining of children, maintaining of a kitchen, maintaining of other activities too. And similarly, men is also having its own problems as far as this work from home is concerned. And balancing and also attending to the work from home is also a little bit tough task. As far as this qualification of work from home jobs, for this certain jobs, qualification is not required. Only a person is well versed with operating the computer and he can able to just enter the data, it's enough. And for jobs, some jobs, qualification is required. Here, more the qualification and more the skills, particularly in this technical just work from home jobs technology is concerned, they'll also get more salary also. Here, once the onset of the jobs or software jobs were concerned, in the beginning, it has its own craze and name and fame. And now everyone is suffering like anything. And beginning parents prepare marriage of their daughters with software engineers jubilantly. Now there was a craze, but that craze have gone down. Why? Because as being psychologists, when extending counseling services today, the worst affected people are software engineers only. Majority of the software engineers, they are going for divorce because of various reasons. Particularly, the important reasons are just because of stress, lack of emotional maturity, and lack of understanding, lack of proper rest also. Here, some of the jobs which are quite easier and quite suitable for women as well as men, and some of the jobs which I am going to quote here are customer care representative, data entry specialist, virtual assistant, translator, social media specialist, bookkeeper, computer technician, transcriber, proofreader. All these jobs are a little bit easier, and they can also carry out work from home and without any kind of disturbance, apart from maintaining the household tasks also. Now, this is the just very brief just about this work from home. I gave a very brief note, and I don't want to waste much of my much of our eminent speakers are there. Now again, I request Dr. Sandhya to go ahead with our program, please.
Thank you, sir. So I feel it an honor to introduce the speaker of the session, Professor R.N. Singh from Banaras Hindu University, Uttar Pradesh. Professor R.N. Singh, with 4 decades of teaching and research experience, has published more than 100 research papers in reputed journals, along with 14 books on psychology. Professor R.N. Singh developed and adapted more than 24 of research tools. He supervised 35 PhD scholars and held different positions in the university as well as in outside universities. He completed 2 UGC research projects organized 12 national and international seminars and conferences, participated and given talks in more than 65 conferences and seminars. Professor R.N. Singh has a passion in associating with social, cultural organizations to encourage the student community so as to maintain social and communal harmony. Now, I request Professor R.N. Singh, sir, to speak on today's topic, work from home before pandemic.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Sir, you
Good
are
evening to
audible.
each and everybody.
Yeah, you are
Oh,
audible,
thank
sir.
you.
You are audible.
You are looking so shining face, Professor Reddy.
Yeah, you are
Very good.
audible. You can proceed.
Okay. I'm very much happy to be here to get an opportunity of interaction with people like you. Professor B.G. Reddy, Professor A.R.K. Krishnamurthy ji. Murthy ji is well known to me, and as I have received the information, Professor Suresh is also here in the meeting, most probably. He is also known to me, and he has visited my department at least twice. Good friends, really, a webinar on the burning topic like working from home before the pandemic and after the pandemic. Really, it is very interesting. And I congratulate Professor Reddy and his team to select such a splendid topic to convey its significance and how it has been helpful for maintaining the health and other positive aspects of behavior. Dear friends, World Psychologists Congress, under which banner this webinar is being organized, I am really very happy to be a part of it. So my congratulations and good wishes again to each and everybody whosoever is associated with this movement. My dear friends, working from home is not a new concept in psychology or in business management, but certainly this concept was not very much popular about 2 or 3 years back. Due to emergence of digital technology and the development of so many digital equipments, softwares, working from home became relatively easier. And some of the big companies, large companies in the initial stage permitted some of the employees in specific conditions to work from their home. So what is the purpose to work from the home? Actually, there is a term in organizational psychology known as job flexibility. So working from home is a dimension of job flexibility which permits an employee to work from home. And this facility of working from home certainly provides the opportunity to employees to have a balance between their formal responsibility, the organizational responsibility, and also the responsibility associated with their family life. So when an employee is permitted to work from his own home in circumstances, so it is known as, this concept is known as working from home, WFH. As the history reveals, in 70s of the previous century, this concept was introduced, coined by Nellis. But in the very beginning, it was just like a fantasy to work from home. But as the situations advanced, as the modernization of technology and organizational techniques developed, this approach to work from home became relatively easier. If you see the data on employees working from home, you will find before COVID-19 pandemic, very little population of employees, very little share of employees was allowed to work from home, especially in the software technology, which Professor Reddy has referred to just a few seconds back. But at present, working from home is a very popular approach to work, to keep pace with time in the present scenario of pandemic. Not only software fields, software industry, but in teaching and in other jobs also, this working from home technology, home procedure has gaining popularity among the masses. We are taking our classes with the students online. So this is also an example. Universities are going closed, colleges are going closed. So we are trying to help the students under this umbrella concept. If we look at data, you will find that before May 2020, hardly 35% people from some selected areas of the industry were allowed to work from the home. They were allowed to work from the home, but in the month of February after that, an increase in permitting the employees to work from home increased by more than 8%. And at present, more than 70% employees with whom this type of situation is manageable, they have been allowed to work from the home. This type of facility actually is helpful for not only employees, but for the organizations also. Most of the organizations are closed due to pandemic. Their productivity has come to zero. In such a scenario, permitting the employees to work from home certainly gives a light of hope to maintain the production, to maintain our services to the public and the organizations. So work from home thus becomes a very popular approach to work at present. As we know, work from home gives us a number of opportunities, a number of opportunities to the employees. On the one side, it allows to perform tasks, and on the other side, it allows to keep pace with time, the pandemic, and all other negative or unfavorable circumstances. It has been revealed in some latest studies then, when the people are allowed, when the employees are allowed to work from home, it becomes in almost 100% cases very favorable for them. And an employee who works in the organization from 8 or 9 a.m. starts work from 9 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. in the morning, he becomes exhausted. But the same work, if he is allowed to perform from his home, his working conditions are relatively more comfortable, more enjoyable, and positive for him. It leads to increased well-being, happiness, and positivity within the family. So working from home certainly is an alternative in the pandemic scenario. And it provides us a hope, a light in the dark, what we can do. My dear friends, this working from home technology, procedure, has so many advantages with it, and as a result of it, a number of organizations are relying on it. For example, working from home minimizes the cost. I mean to say, it is cost effective. And then the day-to-day commuting of the employees from office to home, home to office, it is also managed. And it also comes in their favor. It increases their health, their mental health, their family health, and their social relation also. Besides this, in addition to this, an employee who is working from home can take care of his family, of his children, of his other relatives in the family. This facility thus will increase, will balance the परिवेश, वातावरण, environment, family, and it will be helpful for each and everybody belonging to a particular family. Work from home has also been found to be not less productive, but as productive as, in many cases, more productive than working from the office itself. So, work from home is a choice of modern society in particular areas, although in all areas it is not possible to apply. Not only this, from psychological point of view, a psychosocial point of view, working from home is environment friendly. Employee remains in interaction with the members of family. His day-to-day routine are fulfilled in the family, and he works, and his quantity of work, his amplitude of work is not less than the work done by the employee in the office situation. So, through internet technology, there is one problem associated with the working from home. Employees may feel isolation. So I think it is not like that. With the present technology, digital technology, we can remain connected with our office, with our seniors, with our juniors, and with our contemporary colleagues. So speaking as a whole, working from home has so many positive consequences. But you know, there is nothing in this world which has only positive consequences. Everything, every step, every procedure has negative consequences also. But the way as compared to the positive consequences of working from home is more valuable, is more appreciable. However, I would like to refer some of the problems felt with working from home. What is an employee works in the office about 8 to 10 hours. And when he is working from home, this time schedule may be disturbed because of the family context, which may interfere from time to time in his performance. But this problem can be overcome if the employee is given the target of doing this much amount or that much amount within 8 hours or 10 hours. So this type of problem can be overcome. The second point that employees feel, especially as surveys reveal, they feel lack of teamwork. In an office, in a department, employees get an opportunity of interacting physically, socially, psychologically, and this becomes more reinforcing for them. This aspect of work from home is relatively some problematic. Besides this, in the office situation, in a departmental situation, working situation from office, we work with a number of people. We work with a number of colleagues. In case there is any problem which I am not in position to handle, so we can seek the assistance, we can seek the help from other colleagues of ours to solve the problem. So as a team, we can be in more comfortable position to solve any problem that I as a person feeling difficult to solve it. One thing more that I would like to refer to, working from home really is an alternative to working from office, but in certain specific circumstances. It cannot be a permanent alternative to the working from home, working from office. But certainly, when there is no hope, when there is no scope, when there is no alternative to work, to perform something, to working from home is certainly a good alternative, and we should rely on it and we should use it. But working from home is costly. Firstly, whenever you will work, you will have to expend data. And this data will be afforded either by the company or by you. So this is the problem of additional costs associated with the working from home, and distractions may also be felt. And in some cases, in the initial stage, employees find it difficult to work from home because they are accustomed of working in the office situation, in a social situation, having a better social, academic, and technical support. And when they work from the home, this type of facility, this type of opportunity, they are deprived of. So this may be, sometimes they may feel the difficulty switching from one situation to another in an individual form. But as they continue, they develop adaptation. So speaking as a whole, working from home is a situation where we try to have a balance with the job and with the family responsibility. Or we try to apply the principle of job flexibility in order to make the employee feel better, feel more involved, feel more satisfied, feel more committed for the job he is employed. So my dear friends, my dear colleagues, this is my view about the policy of working from home. And this working from home, as Professor Reddy said, and I am also saying, and all the speakers who will be following, it is certainly an alternative in a situation where there is no other alternative. Because bringing the production at zero as compared to it working from home, working something is certainly preferable. Thank you very much to invite me to listen. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Singh sir, for sharing your enlightening views on work from home before pandemic. Now,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I take it a privilege to introduce our speaker for the next session, Professor H.S. Ashok. Professor Ashok served the Department of Psychology at Bangalore University for more than 35 years. He guided more than 14 PhD students and is a consultant to organizations on psychometric test development. Professor Ashok is good at conducting workshops in the Bangalore University and also outside the Bangalore University. More than 15 research papers are published in national and international journals. To his credit, he also published a book based on research work. He is a very good trainer and have conducted many workshops in the corporate sector of Bangalore. Now, I request Sir to take over the session.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, let me thank Professor Reddy and World Congress of Psychologists for inviting me. I was thinking that I would be the first speaker because my name starts with A. But anyway, Professor Reddy has his own ideas. Okay, so the topic today, I think there is not much to talk about because the Professor Reddy as well as Professor Singh has already discussed about the pros and cons of working from home. Anyway, so some of the points which Professor Reddy as well as Professor Singh has said, I think I don't want to repeat. Rather, I will glance through that particular aspect and a few things that probably adding to that, both in terms of its merits and demerits. I think I will like to share some of my views on that. Okay. Now, as repeatedly said by the earlier speakers also, we find that the IT revolution is a major factor. So when technology became a major source of innovation and resulted in a revolution component, so people started using gadgets. So machines started replacing the man, and then the relevance and importance of man at the workplace itself was reduced. So this was especially relating to the IT sector or ITES sector is concerned. So information technology, telecommunication, computer science, and computer-enabled services. So there are a number of services wherein this sort of a making use of machines or depending more on machines, and the role of a let us say man is being minimized. Rather, it can be controlled. And Professor Reddy was saying remote. So with a remote at hand, we can control the machine, and that's one of the factor that led to the contribution or led to the practice of working from home. And probably when we talk in terms of working from home from, let us say, Indian scenario, Indian condition is concerned, India has a geographical advantage in the sense most of the parts of India has an equal number of, let us say, day and night, whereas if you go across, the night and day shifts are, night and day timing itself is not equal, so that, you know, people can be, employed, so that, that's where the BPO sector came in. And with the BPO and ITES coming in, now the concept of, let us say, 24/7 came in. And working from home is nothing but an extension of 24/7, in the sense that the man, I think all of you remember the Hutch dog, okay, the advertisement of a Hutch dog. Okay, wherever you go, it follows. So earlier, one of the problem of HR people or a personnel manager was to sanction leave. Okay, so whenever an employee wanted leave, so it was the responsibility of a, let us say, personnel manager or a HR, how to control, how to regulate this particular component. Now it is not so. So you are given a mobile, you are given a laptop, wherever you are, you can be accessible. Okay, so that is where working from home and then OOO, out of office. So these are the two components that came in. So that means I am at home and you can access me, or I am at home but you can't access me, are the two components that are, let us say, being practiced by the people. Okay, now when it comes to the Indian, apart from the, let us say, the geographical advantage our country has, now the pandemic has brought in a major, let us say, shift or a paradigm shift to the workplace itself is concerned. So earlier it was restricted to, let us say, certain sectors. Now it is being extended to the other sectors also. So what has happened is it is more suitable for certain sectors, as Professor Singh has already said. So manufacturing or industry and certain types of, let's say, organizations are concerned, is more useful, it is more productive, and the benefits of this working from home is found more in the case of such sectors are concerned. But when it comes to the service sectors, that is where the problem comes in. Okay, so we, especially when we talk in terms of service sector, you take, for example, academics is one particular factor, medical services is another factor. So though we have tried to teach online, especially say, for example, when we are talking in terms of teaching psychology or those subjects which has practicals, so how do you enable students to learn these particular skills? Now, that is a challenging factor. Okay, so how far it is possible for us to facilitate the actual process of teaching, learning, evaluation component, all these are the academic factors that are there. And, people are happy, or whether parents are happy, or students are happy, or teachers are happy, or management is happy. Now, this is a factor that is there. Similarly, when we're talking that the medical profession is concerned, now, how far, again, when you talk in terms of, you use service or human service professions. And when you say human service, it is the direct face-to-face interaction between a therapist and the client that becomes an important factor. Okay, when that particular factor is totally missing, now what can happen to the objective or the purpose of that particular therapy or intervention, whatever that is. Though we talk in terms of tele-counseling has become a popular component, how much of success of this telecommunication, tele-counseling has led to is a factor. Okay, so that is so that is one particular aspect that which we see. So especially when we talk in terms of academics, and probably when we talk in terms of human service profession, now we may have to take this with a pinch of salt, that working from home has its own advantages, but the disadvantages or the demerits are much more in the case of human service profession compared to the manufacturing or other, let's say, sectors are concerned. Now, another point which I would like to, let us say, bring in is that when we talk in terms of work from home, gender issue is another factor. So the merits and demerits, or the advantages and disadvantages of working from home, tend to vary depending upon whether a worker or whether an employee is a male or a female. Especially when we talk in terms of our culture is concerned, the role that a female plays at the workplace, at the home, that is the reason why people, if you look at advertisements also, you find advertisement, especially with regard to the washing machines are concerned, the advertisements say that the man at home takes pride that I have washed clothes. Now, what do you mean by that? That means the functions that were typically considered to be a female is being shared by the male also. And how far this is possible is a factor. So that's where the type of, let us say, functions, responsibilities that a male and a female has to face or has to perform, both at the workplace as well as at the, let us say, at home is a factor. So the merits and demerits of working from home also tend to vary depending on whether a person is a male or a female is concerned. And the next factor that we need to look into is a socioeconomic factor. What is the socioeconomic background of the people? Okay, is another factor. When we talk in terms of, let us say, a metropolitan city, or say, for example, when you say rural area or the villages are more, can they have access to this particular component? So that's a major factor. What is that? Again, when we talk in terms of academic factor is concerned, when the family has, let us say, 4 or 5 members, so let us say 2 people or the couple both work, and then they have, let us say, they have 2 children, and both of them also have class, and then everything is online. So all 5 people have to have 5 different, let us say, sets. And then, this is what the component is. So when we talk in terms of socioeconomic factors, how far these socioeconomic factors can affect the merit and demerit of, the work from home is a component. Now, coming to, with this sort of a background, let us try to look at the merits of working from home, and then look into the demerits of working from home. And probably, finally, we can also have a small idea as to what could be done in order to minimize the demerits of the working from home is concerned. So some of the advantages of working from home is that, see, when we are working at the office, when people are there, what happens is there is a sort of a network, there is a sort of a social support that can be established. So if you find it difficult to work, or if you find some difficulty, you immediately share it, go to the next person, and then have a, let us say, suggestion, and he will help. Man, again, when we talk in terms of adult learning, one of the principles of adult learning is that learner learns what he does. So when you probably, again, when we talk in terms of all of us, when we started using technology, I remember very well a few decades ago when teachers were trained to use computers. At that time, it was a floppy disk, and a young, 20, 21-year-old engineering graduate came for demonstrating how to use a computer. And then he said that he asked one of the senior professor to come and insert the, let us say, floppy disk. Now, what happens? So I don't know, or the person feels that how to use a computer, I really don't know. And inserting the floppy disk itself was difficult, and what will happen? And that young boy was saying, nothing will happen, sir. If it is correct only, it will go inside. Otherwise, it will not happen at all. So learning by doing yourself, learning by, you probably all of us know about trial and error learning, and probably you can become independent in learning. So that is one of the advantage of working from home, because nobody else is there to help you at this particular point of time when you are attending, and you yourself will learn how to become independent. That's one of the factor. And when you talk in terms of one of the major problem of the, let us say, employees, especially when we talk in terms of dual career couples and, so nuclear families and etc., maintaining work-life balance itself was a major factor. So how to distribute the work and the home responsibilities, and probably when you start working from home, this would be an advantage. So it is possible for you to balance, the work as well as the family responsibilities are concerned. So what happens is you can make your schedule, you can prepare your schedule, and then based on that particular schedule, it is possible for you to attend to that. So that's another advantage of that. And then probably you can, when you say, for example, you want to have a meeting, at any point of time, you can have access to people. Okay, now I am working on a particular project. I am working on a particular, let us say, function. And then in the meantime, I find I want some assistance. So automatically I can log in, pin the person with whom I want to interact. And this is where the advantage can happen. I can program I can schedule my meeting. Suppose, for example, if you're talking in terms of executives and managers or supervisors, I need a sort of a meeting with the colleagues or others, etc. That would be possible. So scheduling the meeting is another factor. And then another advantage would be, one of the advantage of, let's say, working from home, or even when you say technology coming in, you say that you can, everybody can be looped in. Whatever that happens, okay, you also become well aware of. So you need not have to wait for, let us say, the proper communication to come in. The traditional methods or the traditional channels of communication, the error barriers in that can be avoided, so that the communication effectiveness can also be, let us say, facilitated by that particular factor. And then, since you are working on a particular project and you know the deadline and you know what is it that is you are supposed to do, it will also provide you a focus. The distraction from others at workplace especially can be avoided. So that's one of the, let us say, advantages. And when we talk in terms of, let us say, the work at office, okay, we say on the one hand, man is a social being or a social animal. And then when we talk in terms of human interaction, the human interaction, there is always a positive and a negative side of it. One of the major problem at the workplace is the office politics. Okay, so the office politics, the degree and the nature of office politics can be reduced if you encourage the working from home. Okay, so there is nobody to indulge in gossiping and etc. So that is one of the, let us say, advantage of working from home. And then again, when you talk in terms of, say, for example, I was talking in terms of work-life balance, the family commitments and family support. So you can get the support from the others. That's a factor. And as Professor Singh has said, especially when you're talking in terms of metropolitan cities, commuting itself is a major problem. Okay, traveling time from home to workplace and workplace to home itself takes a major time, and that's been, let us say, reduced. And many of the, let us say, traditional roles or traditional functions that an organization was supposed to do, say, for example, a canteen or such, let us say, transport and all those factors, the cost can be minimized, and that's another advantage of working from home or encouraging that. And then probably when, let us say, you are working on a particular schedule, weekend was supposed to be very hectic. Okay, so anything and everything has to be done during the weekend only. Now, with a proper scheduling of that particular weekend rush, weekend hectic activity can be reduced, and work-life balance can be scheduled or can be rearranged from that particular factor. And then probably when you say a work environment, it is possible for you to customize your own work environment. What is it that you want? What type of workplace you want? What type of, let us say, facilities you require? You can customize your work environment so that working from home can facilitate or can increase your productivity. So these are some of the, let us say, merits of working from home, in addition to whatever Professor Singh and Professor Reddy has already talked about. Now, coming to the demerits or the disadvantages of working from home is that monitoring employee performance becomes difficult. Okay, probably when we talk in terms of, let us say, supervision or how do you monitor? Now, this is where, despite artificial intelligence and machine learning components have come in, you can devise. It is all these devices are also the invention or is a process of human mind only, human brain only. So that's where when people say laws are made to be violated, so you should be intelligent enough to violate. So similarly, when you say technology is there, and you learn your own methods of beating technology. And that is where, how do you monitor this becomes a problem. So trouble in monitoring employee performance. Teamwork is affected because, when you say, for example, you can switch off, you can say that there was technical problem, I can't interact, or they say, I am busy with some other assignment, I can't help you right now, pitch in right now. So these are all some of the, let us say, the factors. So the team work would be affected by that. And when it comes to some technical problems, now, again, when you're talking about hardware and software, you may be good in software, but you really don't know the hardware component is concerned. So some technical glitches are there, especially when we're talking in terms of a country like ours, where there are a lot of technical errors that can come in. Power supply may not be there, or some technical snag can come in. And how do you handle this particular component is a factor. Okay, and then it can also, one of the advantage which we talked about, or some of the advantages we talked about, can also become a disadvantage depending on your own personality, depending upon your own, let us say, personal frame of work. So distractions also can be more. Okay, your child can bump in, or sudden emergency can come in, or sudden requirement from demand from your own, let us say, family members can come in, or you are alone working and some guest enter, or some salesperson, etc. enter. So these are all some of the distractions that can come in, and how do you handle this particular distraction is a major factor. And another major problem or is how to switch it off. When to switch it off is a major problem. When we're talking, when we are totally maximally involved in the work, you know how the time goes, you really don't know, and that is where to switching it off becomes a difficult factor. So that's a factor. And then as the others have already said, not all jobs are suited for working from home, and that point I think I have already talked about. And it can lead to unhealthy lifestyle. Okay, sitting in front of computers, sitting in front of the screen, and then so what happens? Again, people talk about addiction. So technology addiction is a major factor, and the threat of this particular technology addiction can come in. And then again, if you are very well versed with the let us say the computers on the monitor, how many sites you would have opened. So number of let us say windows are open, and then can you concentrate on all those windows simultaneously? So attention, focusing on attention also may be a factor that could affect. And then motivational factor. You should be motivated to work, to complete, etc. So lack of motivation is a major factor. After weekend, can you come back to the work is a factor. Now, the last aspect which I would like to spend some 2 minutes is that what can be done with regard to this. So create a separate office space in your home so that you can work independently. So is it possible for you? So one way of avoiding distraction, minimizing the distraction would be create your own office space so that that particular place is, let us say, is, when you say environment, the physical environment is like that. Let there not be the office space should really look like an office. Okay, that itself could not act as a distractor for the others. So you may be comfortable, but there is a distraction in the backdrop or etc. So create an office space or a separate office space is one. Take regular breaks. This is another factor. When do you take the break is a factor. So because routine monotony can come in, exhaustion can come in. So take a regular break. Set working hours. So this is what the period you would like to work in. So probably one of the advantage of, let us say, working from home, especially I was talking about academics. So what happens now, if the systems are blocked during the day, so students are free, whereas parents are also free because they would have shifted, they have completed their work. In that case, you can reschedule your, let us say, work depending on that particular factor. So regular schedule is a factor, and then create a daily to-do list. Now, probably one of the major problem of, let us say, the modern day, we talk in terms of stress. And one of the major factors for stress is, bad time management. And the best way to handle this would be manage your time properly and minimize distractions during the working hours. So that's another factor. How far it is possible is one particular factor. And ultimately, the final thing that is required is that willpower is a major factor. Okay, so every act, is it voluntary or involuntary? So if you want the job to be done, the willpower should be there. So you can't, again, if it is work in the office, there may be somebody to pat on your back and then motivate you. Whereas here, there is nobody to pat on you. And then that is where you should motivate that particular willpower that nothing is going to happen. I am independent. I can learn becomes an essential factor. So if you are motivated, if you have that particular willpower, probably the working from home can be beneficial. Thank you, friends. I think I have shared my views on work from home. the pros and cons of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ashok sir, for sharing your views on the current issue. Now I request Professor B.G. Reddy sir to take over the session.
Yeah, yeah. Now it is time for discussion. Please.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, I'm Bharati.
Yeah, madam.
Yes,
Please.
I'd like to say to Professor Ashok. Professor Ashok,
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
you were mentioning about socialization or social isolation. Man is the social being, something
Yes.
like. Yes, I would like to ask you, or it is not just asking you, maybe you can analyze. Actually, children especially, they need to be in the physical environment where they can feel more comfortable and also they learn better. But in such a situation, we at the present scenario is restricting them to sit in front of a phone, isolated and learning. This isolation is one thing. And the second point is asking them to sit 4 hours, 5 hours continuously. In how this is going to affect the child in future. That is one doubt. And the second one, as a psychologist, how do you foresee the people working for long hours with this computer or online? Because I am basically an academician, so I would like to focus only on academics, not the other things. So how long, for long hours, the teachers and students are forced to sit, in a way. They're asked to take 6 hours. They have to meet the students for 6 hours. Okay, teacher will be meeting them only 1 or 2 hours, but the students have to sit for 6 hours. Do you think that they can concentrate and listen? And don't you think that it is just taxing them too much? Is one point. Second point, do you foresee any psychological or health hazards in future? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, madam. This particular point specifically was not touched upon because we were talking in terms of employees' perspective is concerned. Since you have raised two issues, well, I agree. See, when you talk in terms of, especially when we talk in terms of academic situation is concerned, we are not doing right with regard to the teaching online. See, again, when you talk in terms of, let us say, teaching, the cognitive, when you talk in terms of, let us say, from the psychological perspective, if you talk in terms of Piaget's theory or any of, let us say, developmental theories, from the psychological point of view, the stimulation that is required for the overall development of the child would not be possible if it is restricted to only in computer based or like this pandemic situation where the children are forced to learn in front using a tab or using a component is concerned. This is one particular factor. And the second factor would be again, when you talk in terms of, let us say, academic situation, say, for example, teacher-student interaction is concerned, right? How far teachers can be more creative in their teaching learning process is a particular factor. Okay, so that's a challenge for the teachers also. Okay, can you make the, let us say, the entire learning process more interactive, more activity-based? So probably so far we were used to, say, for example, for a very long period of time, talk and chalk was used, and probably now we have started using PPT, okay, PowerPoint presentation. Now we have a situation where we have to learn to use the technology or to be creative in our teaching methodology so that we can ensure that the students also engaged and involved in the process of learning. This is one particular factor. And then probably when you look at even when, let us say, offline classes also, if a class hour is more than 1 hour, is it possible for us to ensure that the students will have their focus, their concentration and attention? That's not possible at all. Definitely, it will have a negative effect. And that's where, how do you phase or how do you schedule your classes is a factor. So one method that is being followed or that could be used here is that though the management, though the college, though the administration requires you to take the class, complete the syllabus, if it is possible for you to be more flexible and with the students, if it is possible for you to schedule your class based on this particular, it need not be only between 10 to 4 or between 10 to 12 or etc. If it is today at 8 to 10, tomorrow maybe at a different point of time, that's a fact. The another factor, now you are talking in terms of long-term effect. Definitely when you talk in terms of long-term effect, people have started, even DSM-5 have recognized the the risk factor that is associated with the addiction component with regard to the technology is concerned. Okay, so that is where the addiction is likely to come in, and probably even now, when you, that's where one of the major challenge now with regard to the teaching is that if everything is available on Google, right, and if the students are also let us say asked to use technology, what is the role of a teacher? Okay, and that the students may say that I can get everything on the Google itself, and then how do you let us say facilitate this particular factor? And then when I am hooked on to that particular factor, definitely something will pop up. From there you go on to the next factor, etc., and that will lead to the addiction component, which will have the health effect or the health hazard also. And that is where we should also be train, or rather probably you should also there is a need for psychoeducation. Okay, educate students no matter what level of education they are, right from primary to the higher up. Okay, so the way, the purpose for which they use what they see may vary, but the danger or the risk of addiction would definitely be there. So probably psychoeducation, intervention, and probably intervention at the family is also an important factor. Now, parenting is a major factor. Many parents take pride that, one way of putting the naughty child or a troublesome child to calm down is give the child a mobile. Okay, so what happens now? The child right from one and a half year old, one way to control the tantrum is, ask for the, let us say, the mobile, and parents are happy, child is happy. Okay, so this is a factor. The parents have to be educated. Teachers have to be more creative in their method of, probably I can say, teaching pedagogy has to change. And then probably the students in general need a sort of a psychoeducation, and certain sort of intervention is required. Hope I have answered your question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Ashok.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
BG Reddy, sir.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Professor Ashok, sir, today you have beautifully narrated all the pros and cons of work from home. And you have touched upon all the aspects of it. I'm very happy. Sir, kindly enlighten on how to solve the psychological problems that we encounter in work from home. Specific methods, sir.
Okay. See, that's what I said. So when you talk in terms of psychological problems, what are the psychological problems a person can have? This can vary from one individual to the other. Okay. So one could be, this itself could be sort of a, it can lead to anxiety, it can lead to stress, it can lead to, so this is one. So there are the techniques that can be used for, let us say, all this, let us say, anxiety, stress can be used. That's one particular factor. If you're talking in terms of, again, one of the latest studies tend to show that one thing that is required for success and well-being of especially the person in 21st century is, I think I will go back to those Neo 5 factors. Flexibility and openness is a major factor. Okay, so people become more rigid. People will not accept change. Probably again another human nature is that change is inevitable. But whenever there is a change, the resistance to change is also a normal phenomenon. So can we facilitate? So if we can become more flexible, that would be one particular factor. If I'm talking only from the work point of view, the psychological reaction of that in terms of addiction, if I'm talking about, I said, time management, rescheduling is a particular factor. If it is a fear, if it is an anxiety, if it is a stress management programs, probably all psychologists are aware of that. So if they can practice that. See, when I say work-life balance, right, the lifestyle is a major factor. If you can bring in, follow a particular lifestyle wherein this particular physical and psychological well-being is also a part of your daily schedule, whether it is physical exercise, whether it is meditation, whether it is spirituality. Okay, if that becomes a part of your life or let's say lifestyle, automatically the negative effect of any other life experiences can be minimized or can be controlled.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Professor Krishnamurthy, sir.
I have nothing to add. Both have done excellent presentations. I was listening to all the factors that were explained. Professor R.N. Singh as well as Professor Ashok have done excellently covering the entire range of working from home, and particularly with regard to the workforce. Of course, with regard to educational aspects, we have a lot of issues to cover. But with regard to working force, now what has happened is they're unable to, as the commutation is a major problem that we had seen in Bangalore and elsewhere. The work from home has given some relief, I think, of course, with limitations too. So it is up to us, as Professor Ashok pointed out, the Neo 5 factors and then stress management programs and other lifestyle aspects, it will take care. Thank you very much, sir.
Right. Thank you, Professor Krishnamurthy garu. Dr. Vimal garu.
Is it audible, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
At the outset, I want to appreciate both the professors. They have given an excellent presentation on work from home situations. And in this connection, I had one clarification I want. The work from home is not a new situation for IT employees. It is happening since a long time. It's not new to them. But there are people who are working from home since long periods, long years together, they are working from home. Is there any psychological effect of work from home for 5 years, 6 years, since their service, they are doing it work from home? So is this any effect on their psychological impact, or the industry are doing any special programs towards them to overcome their psychological factors or for their well-being? I can say that. Is the industry doing anything for their well-being? If it is not, it is the responsibility of the psychologist to interfere. This only long-term work from home employees, I'm talking about them long-term. Since 5 years, 6 years, they're doing work from home only. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Vimal garu. Anyone else from students' side? Or Janardhan Reddy sir is there?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
I'm audible now?
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. As Professor Singh has said, that working from home is not a new concept. Yes, it is there since a long time. And he has highlighted various issues of working from home. And the other professor, he has beautifully narrated various aspects of working from home. He has also used one term, that is addiction, exposure to screen. Yes, I do agree that too much of exposure to the screen, either online classes or exposure to mobile or exposure to tablet, laptop or computer, whatever it is. Too much exposure will lead to addiction. He also said, as he said, the DSM-5 has named it as I think it is a screen dependent disorder. So this too much of exposure to the screen for longer period will finally may lead to a disorder called screen dependent disorder. And also I thank both the senior professors for their beautiful presentation and explaining various issues and merits and demerits of working from home. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Janardhan Reddy garu. Is there anyone from our participants, please? I think today this Sanjeev Kumar might have not come.
No, no, sir. I am here, sir. I am here, sir.
Ah, yeah, I am in search of you, gentlemen. Come on.
Yeah, sir. I have only one sentence for this topic, sir. Work from home today redefined as work from anywhere, sir. Simple.
Okay, that's all you wanted to say.
Yes, sir. It is work from anywhere. Due to that, a lot of stress is building in working people.
Yeah, that is there. That job itself is stressful of.
See,
yeah.
In the IT industry, this is going on for a long time. They have to work with computers and sit in the cubicles that are provided for a long time. I don't know. We have not seen into that aspect of answering your question. How far health gets affected with the long-term exposure to these things? We have to make a reference and then tackle this issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And even
of course, a seminar was conducted in a college on internet and mobile addiction, wherein speakers pointed out how the long-term effects will be there on their health, physical health and mental health. Some videos are also being circulated to indicate not giving mobiles to children and so on. Still, we have to work a long way in regulating the behavioral aspects of this.
Yes, and a lot of people whom I know who are working in IT sector are seeing a lot of anxiety disorders.
Yes,
they are searching
yes,
for.
that is there.
Yes, sir. Yes.
They go on changing because of that only, to a certain extent, unable
Yes.
to manage their anxiety.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And even that decisions also lost from the individuals. People are losing civic sense also because they don't know how to neatly dress up and neatly face the camera and everything they are losing.
See, when things as science develops, it doesn't look into the human aspect.
Yes.
Humans are quite different from machines.
Yes.
So we'll have to look into all these aspects and then work out a solution that is a strategy that will support the system to go ahead as well as the individual to thrive.
Yes.
You cannot divide yourself of the technology. Now it has become very necessary. Earlier, having a phone itself was considered as a great thing. But today, if the individual doesn't have a mobile or a computer, he is looked down because of the development that has taken place, the nearness to the outer world.
Yes, sir. Even at working hours also, sir. Working hours also. Night shifts and all other types of working.
There are work. I mean, a lot of work is going on in this area. Psychologists and health scientists are involved in it. In this topic, we couldn't go through all those areas as how to respond to this kind of doubts or clarifications.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, Sanjeev Kumar, thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Bridget, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just I want to reveal one thing. They gone through the articles, which is research went on. The effects of the computers and working constantly with the computers for many months or years, the effects on the brain and the hormones and biochemical changes in the human body, and also lifespan. They found there are harmful biochemical changes in the body and also hormonal changes, very harmful hormonal changes because of anxiety and stress.
Yes.
And also its effect on the memory. They found by constantly working with the computers, there will be reduction in the memory power of the individual. I really cannot explain that, but it is an observation.
Yes.
And then their lifespan also is coming down because of too much of working with the computers and with the cell phone. And I have read in the newspaper, one child aged about 15 years, he was addicted to the cell phone, and he was watching the cell phone midnight, 2 o'clock, 3 a.m. also. One day he was going to the cell phone with his hand, and he was found dead at 3 a.m. I really can't explain what happened to him, but definitely it is having so much of harmful effects on the human body. So we have to be aware of that and use it whenever necessary only. Don't depend upon it too much. And you should be aware of the harmful effects of it. And ultimately, whatever we are working with all these things, we should have a peaceful, happy, joyful life. When the life is gone, what is the use of working with all these gadgets? So that's what I want to tell, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Now, before going to just propose vote of thanks, now here as far as discussion is concerned, hello.
No, sir. Somebody's microphone is unmuted, sir.
Hello. Yeah. Here, Professor Bharati, Professor Janardhan Reddy Garu, Sudhakar Reddy Garu, Vimal Garu, Krishnamurthy Garu, and the youngest man, Sanjeev Kumar also, they have contributed a lot as far as discussion is concerned. And here, particularly today's speakers are really with the befolded hands. I am saluting Aran Singh sir, such a very senior personality. Really, I must be thankful to you, sir, for your very thought-provoking just address you have given to us. And I also thank our beloved H.S. Ashok from Bangalore University for his contribution, particularly just as far as his experience are concerned. He narrated, he has given clues as a psychologist here in order to just maintain a kind of peace among the home atmosphere and also at the student level also. And now, at the same time, I thank the today's coordinators, Anupama, then Dr. Sandhya. Now another just coordinator is waiting. Now with this, I just once again thank all the participants and particularly my befolded just namaskarams to Aran Singh ji and Ashok ji just for their nice contribution, having spent their time with us. I really, on behalf of World Congress of Psychologists and on my personal behalf, I really thank you, sir. Then I request Dr. Chinni Simon to propose vote of thanks. Please, Chinni Simon.
Yeah, good evening to everybody. I'm Dr. Chinni Simon, working as maths assistant in a government school in rural areas of Ranchintala Mandal in Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh. I've been working as a state resource person for Rajiv Vidya Mission Guntur for several years in giving in-service training to school teachers. Now I feel it very privileged and blessed to be one of the coordinators of today's international webinar with the topic work from home before and during pandemic. On behalf of World Congress of Psychologists, I would like to extend my thanks to the organizers of today's webinar, host Mrs. Anupama, who has led us into the webinar, President of WCOP, Professor Govinda Reddy Garu, Secretary Professor Subhashini Garu, Treasurer Professor V. Suresh Garu, the Executive Committee and Core Committee members, and coordinators Dr. Sandhya and Vanuja. In his presidential address, Dr. B.G. Reddy has given us the company's policies regarding work from home in relation to work at home. He differentiated it very well, saying that work from home is done for somebody, whereas work at home is doing work for themselves. And he mentioned that majority of the employees are not happy with the work from home, though productivity is found more during this period, but there are a lot of problems faced by the employees who are working from home. They find it very difficult to balance work from home with the work at home. And most people affected are the software employees. So with these points, he had led into the session. Then Dr. Sandhya had invited the eminent and learned speaker, Professor R.N. Suresh Singh sir, who has worked in Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. He had given us that the policy of work from home is not a new concept, but it was not popular before 3 years. It has come into the screen with the onset of software jobs. In fact, work from home is a balance between formal responsibilities and family responsibilities. In software field or organizations, now work from home also has entered into the teaching field and conducting examinations. Earlier, only 35% of the population were working from home before pandemic, but now more than 70% of the population are now involved in work from home. Speaking of merits and demerits, he said, work from home is a good alternative at this time because it keeps space in time, it leads to increased productivity, and it maintains good family relations, it minimizes the cost and time, and it betters the health conditions of the individuals. Whereas he said, there are also demerits like isolation from other groups, missing of the company or team members, and there are a lot of disturbances from the family members and other people. Sir, I would like to extend my thanks to you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
For your eminent speech, which has enlightened us, in fact, which has given us a clarity between regarding the problems which are faced by the employees who are working from home. Then Dr. Sandhya introduced Professor H.S. Ashok from Bangalore University, Bangalore. He has given us a lot of information, in fact, regarding work from home. I would like to tell that he has mentioned the challenges faced by various factors like teaching online, academic challenges like teaching online, learning online, evaluation online, and practical examinations, and the problems faced both by the teachers as well as the students during this online teaching and learning process. He had also mentioned about the medical services, counseling, the telecounseling and telemedication, and the gender factors and accessibility in rural areas like availability of technology in rural areas in terms of internet facilities, etc. He also spoke about the merits and demerits. Speaking about merits, he said, learning by doing is developed, or independent learning is more at pace with regard to work from home. The individual also learns to balance the formal work and the family work, and effective communication also can be maintained, and scheduled meetings also can be conducted at the same time, though there are some disturbances from family members, but distraction at workplaces can be minimized, and it is also cost minimizing. Speaking of demerits, he said, monitoring of employees is not possible, and teamwork is also affected. There are also some technical errors which will become a major problems, and disturbances from family members and other members, and it also leads to technical addiction and unhealthy conditions. Thank you very much, Ashok sir, for your speech, which is very, very thought-provoking. At the same time, he also mentioned some suggestions for better work from home conditions, like creating a space for separate office, taking regular breaks, minimizing home disturbances, and setting working hours, etc. Thank you very much, sir. Your speech was very, very enlightening. I also would like to extend my thanks to the active participants, Professor Bharati Madam, Dr. Vimala Madam, Professor Janardhan Reddy sir, Dr. Sudhakar Reddy, Dr. Krishnamurthy, and Sanjeev Kumar for your active participation. Once again, I would like to extend my thanks to each and everyone who has made this webinar a grand success. Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Here, finally, I should also thank Dr. Chinni Simon for her crystal clear observation and noted down everything. And really, it is quite amazing. And really, thanks to you, Dr. Chinni Simon. And finally, I thank you, one and all. Good night. Thank you.
Good night, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir. Sir,